Hello and welcome back to the Let's Chat podcast. I'm filming on my computer and not my camera because I so urgently wanted to film it right now and my camera's dead, and honestly this is just way easier of a setup. So this is what I call a lazy episode, and you know what, you might see more of these, being honest, because it's just too easy. Like, wow. Um but today I'm going to be talking about 19 things I learned in my 19 years of life. I'm going to post for a thumbnail. Okay. I'm turning 20 in 2 days. And I'm such a fucking existential annoying bitch who's so dramatic, who's always like, oh my god, my teenage years are gone, I'm in my 20s, like, like I'm just gonna be annoying about it that I'm turning 20. Like, I'm gonna be annoying about it. It just comes with the territory of me, so I apologize to anyone affected. I'm simply just gonna be really obnoxious about it because I'm always just so existential and like, oh my god, like, shut up. I know, but and it's been a week and I've been doing a lot of self-reflecting, and I really am focused right now on being the person I want to become and working on that. And it's really interesting that all whatever's happened this past week happened right before my 20th. So I can make these changes going into my 20s, or start working on the changes I want to make, if that makes sense. I'm not going to get into detail at all about what I'm talking about, but things need to change. So I've been self-reflecting for like 2 days straight. Oh god, it's annoying. And I wrote down a list of 19 things, and these aren't things that I fully necessarily have gotten yet. Some of these things I'm going to continue learning, if that makes sense. So let's start. Number 1, I wrote, you're not an adult yet. And also, I'm making this video because I want to be able to like look back on it once I'm older and be like, oh my god, you thought you ate, you thought you knew shit, but you were 19. Like, wow. Yeah, I wrote, you're not an adult yet, because I like to think sometimes that I am, and then I make stupid decisions, and then I'm like, oh wait, and adults can make stupid decisions too, but sometimes I'm really I'm really humbled by how young I am, because sometimes I really think that I'm way older than I am, and I'm not. I'm 19 at the end of the day. Not to be like, I'm so much older. No, I really like to think I'm an adult, but I'm really not just yet. Legally I am, but I have a long way to go. Number 2, regret is a wasteful feeling. However, learning is okay. This is something I've been thinking about, because I really truly believe that I hate the idea of regret. Regret scares me, okay? Like the feeling, like, I hate the idea of regret, okay? Because you can't go back and change things, Like, you can't go back in time. So why would you regret things, But on the other end of that, you can learn from the things you regret, You can change patterns or behaviors, or you can change things so that you won't regret. I hope this is like relaying, but I've always been like, I hate no regrets. Like, I hate, like, no regrets. Like, why would you regret things? Like, things happen for a reason. No, I mean, yeah, but you can learn from the things you regret. Was that like really beautiful and insightful? Because I think it was. And like I said, I don't have that one fully down, but I'm working on it. Because I really have been always living by no regrets. However, it's okay to regret some things. Maybe it's for the better. Sorry, that was a lot. Sorry, headphone users. Okay, number 3. Don't keep people in your life that don't serve you / that you don't serve. Vice versa. Not just saying everyone in my life needs to benefit me at all times. On a level of reasons, I feel like that's not, like we're not always put in people's lives, or we're not always in people's lives to benefit them. However, both ways, like it goes both ways. Like basically don't keep people in your life that you don't need in your life and that don't need you, you know? Honestly, I really kind of wish I wrote down. I'm trying to think of how to like say this. I think I've kind of learned on that note that it's okay to distance from people and still keep them in your lives. Because sometimes that can be even better than what was originally intended, Like maybe the level of closeness I'm not like trying to give advice to you. I'm giving advice to me, by the way. I mean, if you take anything from this, that's awesome. But I feel like I've really learned that like it's okay to keep people in your life at a distance, but you still get to be in each other's lives. You don't have to cut off people completely. So I guess it's kind of like the opposite end of this is like, don't keep people in your life that don't serve you and that you don't serve, but you also don't need to cut them out completely. You can still keep them in your life at a distance. If that makes sense. I don't know. I feel like honestly, I feel like I'm getting that one pretty down. Like I've had a lot of people, not a lot, but I've definitely had some like friendships over the past like, just like through middle school and high school that it's okay to distance and they can still be in your life and you can still have a friendship and it might just not be what it originally started as, but you get to still be in each other's lives, which is awesome. All right, next one. It's not the end of the world every time you think it is. Back to me talking about how I'm a dramatic ass bitch. The amount of times in my 19 years of life that I've thought it's the end of the world, guess what? The world keeps moving. Life goes on. It's really hard to like realize that sometimes because like I literally am so doomsday-y, like this is the end of the world, like I think I just really need to work on continuing the idea that it's not the end of the world. You're gonna move on, you're gonna get up and you're gonna move on. So if you needed to hear that, you're welcome. Get into financial counseling. Next one. Remember why you love the things you do. This one I was thinking about because I feel like as you grow up, as I grow up, as we grow up, we tend to forget hobbies and things we loved when we were a kid and activities and the little things like that. And also like I feel like growing up dancing, I lost the love for it. It came and went like at different times, just depending on like where I was at in my like dancing life. And I feel like it was so wasteful to not love it. Why would you be doing something you don't love? But I knew I never wanted to stop dancing. It's just I didn't appreciate it. So I meant that more on a specific note with dancing for me, but also like I just think of like, wow, I used to love painting and making decorative boxes out of magazine covers. Like, I used to love scrapbooking. I used to love like making rings. Like I just sometimes think about like the things I used to love and I'm like, why am I not doing those things? I get so caught up in everything else that I'm just like, I need to remember that hobbies, I used to have a lot and I used to love art and I just really, yeah. So I think I want to really keep remembering that in my 20s. So, um, just, okay, you know what? I wrote this one down. I was like, this one kind of eats because I feel like it's a little metaphorical in a way, okay? Just because a flight is cheap doesn't mean the trip will be cheap. And I meant that in the literal, like, just that what I said at face value, like, that's exactly what I meant. But now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, wait, that's like kind of metaphorical and beautiful. Just because the flight is cheap doesn't mean the trip will be. I don't really know how to like debunk that or like really like get into that. I don't know like how it's metaphorical, but it just feels metaphorical. So maybe comment down below if you can like debunk that one for me or like pick apart that one. I don't know. Um, delete Hinge and Tinder. They've never once served you. They have never benefited me in my life. Some experiences I've had from the apps, they weren't bad, but I could have done without them. Could have done without them. So that's just maybe just for me personally. Some people have success. All power to you. It's okay to be spontaneous, but know the consequences of it. That one I really, really want to hone in on because I love being spontaneous. I think that's a beautiful quality, and I never want to look at it as a negative thing or like I don't want it to be a negative trait for me or for anyone because I think it's a beautiful thing to be spontaneous. You know, like as annoying and like back to like no regrets, like be spontaneous. Like I know it's a very kind of like young adolescent, like immature thing to be spontaneous, but I don't want that to go away. I know as I age and I get older, I know that that's just kind of something that typically you don't really hold on to is like being spontaneous, but I want to remember that I love being spontaneous. However, know the consequences of it. Because they're spontaneous in a way that's like, we should go on a fun drive right now for 3 hours. That's spontaneous, okay? But there's also the spontaneous that's like, let me book a flight home. That's gonna cost me hundreds of dollars that I didn't need to do. There's different levels of spontaneous that I really want to like figure out what's okay and what's not. Sorry, I didn't mean to like really go in on that one. Okay, next one. Live music is everything. You know what? I wrote live music is everything, but it won't cure my problems. But honestly, fuck that. It does cure my problems, bitch. I'll keep buying those damn concert tickets, except I know I need to like really calm down on that one in my 20s, but it's back to the regret thing. I never want to regret a concert. I never want to regret a concert. Concerts are the most beautiful thing in the entire world. Like, I literally never want to regret a concert. So, I'm just gonna I don't really know where I'm at on that one. I think that one I'll maybe grow into a little more. But live music is everything, in my opinion. Sorry. A phone works both ways. You don't always have to be the person reaching out. This is something I didn't know I had an issue with because I'm okay with being the one reaching out all the time to people in my life. But I don't always have to be the person reaching out, if that makes sense. And I want to learn that, and I want to really not sacrifice myself in that regard in my 20s, if that makes sense. Like, I just need to remember, like, a phone works both ways. It does. Okay, next one. You can't do it all on your own. Boring, we know. Duh. We all say this all the time. You can't do it all on your own. However, I really need to remember that because sometimes I'm like, I don't need anyone. I can do all that. Girl, like, you're so dependent on people. Like, you're so dependent on people. What do you mean you can't do it on your own, bitch? Or that you can do it on your own? What do you mean? Like, no, you can't. You're dependent on your friends. Like, girl. So, not everyone will like you. No shit. Also, like, we all say that all the time. Not everyone will like you. But it's so true. I really think that I've kind of learned that. And I think I've done a good job at knowing not everyone will like me. I've made peace with people that don't like me. There's not a ton of people that I'm aware of that I know of that like fucking hate me or anything. But I know there's people that don't like me. And I've made peace with it. Because I think I have enough. I'm trying to work on having enough validation in myself. And I think that's only going to get better as the years go by. Not everyone was going to like you. Not everyone will like you, girl. If you're not listening, listen now. Not everyone will like you. It's okay if people don't like you. Coming from the biggest people pleaser of all time, actually. I'm literally, yeah, okay, whatever. People fight, but that does not mean it's the end of a friendship or a relationship. This is something I really, really want. This is honestly just a much deeper rooted issue of like issues with conflict and confrontation that I have, for sure. But I really need to learn that like just because you get in a fight with your friend does not mean that y'all are never going to be friends again. People work through fights. You work through fights, you know? And yeah, this probably is a much deeper rooted issue. I don't even know. I don't know. Don't try to unpack that. I really don't know. But there's been so many times where I'm like, oh my, because I don't fight with my friends like ever. But the times we have, I'm like, oh my God, we're never going to be friends again. Like I lost such a beautiful friendship in my life. Girl, like, oh my God, no, that shit's annoying. So I'm really going to like focus on that one. Self-pity is fucking embarrassing. This is a really hard pill for me to swallow. I love to just wallow in self-pity all the time. That is my favorite thing to do, and I didn't even realize it was my favorite thing to do until recently when I got a little reality check and I didn't just realize, someone told me, I'm always just fucking wallowing in self-pity. It's embarrassing. Self-pity is one of the most embarrassing things in the world. And I really, really, really want to work on that because I need to quit that shit. It's embarrassing. Like, take accountability for things that are happening in your life and stop wallowing in self-pity. Sorry, I got really mad at myself just now. I got really mad. I just really need to get that one off my chest, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, no, I'm really trying to flip that narrative around that I've created for myself. I just wallow in self-pity. Any situation that happens to me, I just have bad luck, okay? But it's not just I just have bad luck. No. I'm at fault for some of the things happening in my life, but sometimes I like to sit here and be like, I have the worst luck. No, you're just stupid and you make stupid decisions. Wow, I'm really sorry. I need to get that off my chest, I guess. I don't know. Digital blueprint. Oh. Digital footprint is real. But, you know, I don't care. I'm going to look back on this and be like, wow, she ate that. Like, I hope when I look back on this, I'm not constantly wallowing in self-pity. Okay, next one. That one was a lot. Crying feels good. That was like kind of crazy that I wrote that one after the self-pity thing, but crying feels really good. Sometimes I like forget how good it feels. Like sometimes I feel like my problems almost can be fixed, not fully, but like a little bit fixed if I just if I just have a good cry. Crying can be good. It can make me feel a lot better than for whatever reason. I don't know. I'm not saying I don't cry and like, no girl, I cry, but like, I forget that I can feel good sometimes. It can make me feel better. I don't know. Next one, you can't make a man want you. Stop chasing. I know someone listening to this literally just had to like turn off their phone and like hey, I'm here. Babe, my hand's here. Hold my hand. I really I just like can't even describe how much I've just like really been trying to get this in my head. You can't make a man want you, or you, not just a man. You can't make someone want you. You don't want someone that you had to make want you. I've also never heard of it working. Maybe I'm wrong. Never heard it working out trying to make someone want you. I've just never heard that work out. So stop chasing. If someone doesn't want you, that is their own fault. And you can't do anything about it. So move on and find someone that does want you. I know that's fucking right. You heard me. I'm getting really like aggressive to like whoever's listening to this, and I apologize, but it's a lesson we all need to learn. Hey, they don't want you if they do not reach out to you or give you attention or even like act like they don't like I'm just like thinking about like all of the people that I've like tried to make want me in my life. How wasteful and embarrassing. There are so many, like, I guarantee you're surrounded by so many people that want you in their life. I'm not just talking relationship wise, like friendship wise. I guarantee you there's so many people in your life that want you, that are around you, or maybe that you haven't even met yet, that they will want you. Why keep around people that don't want you? Why? Literally, why? Who is that benefiting? That felt really good to get off my chest, I won't lie. That felt really good. Literally, like, I feel great after saying that, actually. Wow, I really needed to hear that. I hope you needed to hear that. Okay. Number 18. I realize I have not been saying the numbers with it. I mean, they're not in, like, order of importance or anything, so. 18. Everyone's insecure about something. We all have insecurities. And the most beautiful okay. A person that you may think is like the most beautiful, jaw-dropping, put together person in the world, they're insecure about something. We're all insecure. Sometimes I forget that. We all have something that we would love to change about ourselves. So like, why, like I can compare myself about something I have with someone else and be like, oh my god, I want to be them, I want to be this, with like, I wish I had this that they had, I wish I looked like this, like things like that. But they can probably say 6 things that they want to change about themselves, a few of which I may have that they don't. Just stop comparing yourself to people. That's honestly the main point of that whole statement, is everyone's insecure about something. Stop comparing yourself. I'm really trying to work on like comparing myself to people, but that one, like, that is for sure, like, each year I grow older, I'm internalizing that more and more. I feel like I compare myself less and less every year that goes on in my life, which is amazing. And I hope it's the same for you. And I hope that okay. Number 19. And the 19 things I've learned in my 19 years of life. Be excited for the future. Although it's scary, be excited for it. Because I tend to constantly be thinking about the past. And when I think of the future, like probably any year of my life, when I look at the future, I'm just scared shitless. Like, I'm just scared. Never excited. Just scared or sad that like another year of my life is going away. Like, you know, or that's not even how that, wait. Or that another year of my life has like passed. Which if you like flip the narrative, it's like, not the narrative, if you flip that, be like, no, you have another year gained of your life. What the fuck am I saying actually? I don't even know what I'm saying actually. Just be excited for the future, because I feel like I'm constantly just thinking about the past or relishing in the past when I can be excited about the future. And it doesn't have to be scary. It is scary, but like it doesn't have to be, you know? Hope you enjoyed 19 things I've learned in 19 years of life. I'm really scared to turn 20. Especially just like the way I'm going into being 20, like, you know, I wish things were a little bit different. I'll just, in general, I'm just gonna say that I wish things were a little bit different going into my 20s, like, you know, but that's okay. I'm excited. No, I'm not. But I will be. I'm gonna work on that last one, you know. But I don't know. I thought this would be like a cute idea to like look back on and stuff. Honestly, literally might just be filming on my MacBook from here on out, because like it's so easy. Yeah. So guess that's it. Hope you enjoyed this. I actually filmed half of another episode that I really don't know if I want to post it, because it's like really vulnerable for no reason. No one asked for it, so I'm just like, oh, I don't know. But I definitely will be making a part 2 of my job history. So, all right. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for listening.